Well, welcome to St. George, Utah, and Bruce Hurst's field at Dixie State University, where we get set and welcome you to the Red Rock Classic. Tonight, it's the Spanish Fork Dons and the Faith Lutheran Crusaders. Faith Lutheran coming out of Las Vegas, Nevada. They just finished up the mound visit, the coaches meeting, and we're set and ready to go. Spanish Fork will be, in fact, the visiting team here, so we'll see the Dons up here in just a moment. Ryan Pickens here alongside with Andrew LaRose. And Andrew, we talk about Spanish Fork and baseball being really important here to the Dons, and a brand new season for Spanish Fork and an opportunity to get on the field against a good Faith Lutheran team.
Oh, absolutely. This is always a nice kickoff to the season down here in St. George. Love this tournament, and it is really just an opportunity for Spanish Fork to play some good quality teams down here. Obviously, Faith Lutheran from Nevada, so not a typical opponent usually for Spanish Fork, and so it's always nice to get that opportunity here at the beginning of the season to play some quality opponents, get some good at-bats in, and for the pitchers, it's getting themselves all started up, and today's starter is, of course, Cy Nielsen.
Spanish Fork will turn to their left-handed pitcher. We'll see him in the bottom of the first inning. Andrew, let's go over the starting lineups, and let's go first for Spanish Fork, who will be coming up first.
For Spanish Fork, we have Tay Newman, third baseman, up first. Up second, Noah Conway, right fielder. Up third, Andrew Pintar, the shortstop. Batting cleanup is Cy Nielsen, who is pitching today. Batting fifth, Tyson Macy, first baseman. Cade Rudolph batting sixth, the second baseman. Skylar Horain, the catcher, batting seventh. Tanner Peterson out in left field, batting eighth. And finishing off the order is Morley Bennett out there in center field.
Tonight, the Dons will face Michael Rice, who will get the start for Faith Lutheran. We're just about set and ready to go. Tate Newman to stand into the box. And baseball is about ready to begin here on Spanish Fork 17. We're about an hour and 12 minutes from where we had planned to be tonight. And we are set and ready to go with the first pitch, about ready to come home right here. And Michael Rice here is waiting on the mound. Both teams are wearing white tonight. Spanish Fork in the white and red, while Faith Lutheran in kind of a white and silver gold kind of combination with on their uniforms as well. We're set and ready to go. Newman in the box, and the first pitch is about to come home, and it's inside, and Newman backs out quickly for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes here on Tay Newman.
Yikes, that's a scary first pitch to have to deal with there for Newman. That one just about hit him and rolls all the way to the backstop. So a little bit of a crazy pitch there by Rice, but Newman stays in there and survives that first pitch.
Rice ready to come home again here with the 1-0 pitch, and this one's lifted foul down the right field line, and that will go beyond the batting cages where you see the Sky Ridge Falcons in the background. They're taking some batting practice here tonight. They'll be on the field tomorrow. Only, I think, 6 teams playing today. One game being cut down at the end of 6 innings. It was just a big rainstorm came through St. George around 5 p.m. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Tay Newman. The pitch right on the outside corner, but misses low ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Tay Newman.
Yeah, nice job there by Newman to lay off that one. Definitely was trying to set him up on the outside after hitting that other pitch foul a little late on it. So that was a nice approach there by Rice, but Newman does not chase.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Tay Newman takes a fastball in the inner half for a strike, and it's 2-2 on Tay Newman. It will be Tate Newman, Noah Conway, Andrew Pintar. We'll set the defense here for you after the first out for Faith Lutheran here, as Michael Rice is ready to come home. The 2-2 pitch on its way home, and Newman sends this one down the line. It's playable in right. Running it down and making the catch is going to be Sagan Gronauer, and there's 1 gone here in the first.
Yeah, nice job there by Gronauer to range over to that one. Definitely a catchable ball, but nonetheless out there in foul territory. Bit of a range out there, and also kind of close to the fence there. So nice job there by Gronauer to get the first out of the game there for the Crusaders.
Here's Noah Conway to stand in the box. And the pitch on its way home. Conway takes that one low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's check out the defense for Faith Lutheran here tonight.
For Faith Lutheran, it is pitcher Michael Rice. We've got Carson Bonus there catching. You've got at first base, that's Jacob Ortega. At second base, we got Parker Sylvester. At third base, it is Dylan Howell. At shortstop, Shane Taylor. Out in the outfield is your right fielder, Sagan Gronauer, who we just talked about. KJ Muyang out in center. And then left fielder, Dylan Schaefer, who will be leading off.
There's a one-hopper, a diving stop made by Sylvester from his knees. He'll throw out Noah Conway, and there's 2 away.
What a beautiful play there by Parker Sylvester. Being able to range over to that one. That is not an easy play. Goes down, lays out for it, and is able to also get himself up enough to make the throw over to first base. Beautiful play.
That's not a throw you really want to have to make as an infielder. However, right there, the reason why I say that, the throw from your knees can be an awfully uncomfortable throw, as Andrew Pintar grounds this one to short. Taylor up with it. He'll throw across the diamond in time to get Pintar, and the Dons go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. And now we'll see what the Dons can do defensively, as Faith Lutheran will come up here for the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's thank our sponsors for helping make this broadcast and each and every broadcast possible. We have Blue Diamond Auto Group, MVP Sports, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, 2 Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Wise, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We thank them for making this broadcast possible. We want to remind you, you can catch our broadcast on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. We take a look at the left-hander Cy Nielsen, who is set to go to just up the road to Brigham Young University to play some college baseball there for head coach Mike Littlewood. Mike Littlewood spent a lot of his coaching career right here at Bruce Hurst Field as the head coach at Dixie State before taking the job at BYU. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here, the batting order, I should say, for Faith Lutheran.
Batting order for Faith Lutheran tonight is batting leadoff. It is Dylan Schaefer, left fielder. Batting second is Parker Sylvester, the second baseman. Batting third is Jacob Ortega, first baseman for the Crusaders. Batting cleanup is Sagan Grunauer, that is the right fielder. Batting fifth, Michael Rice, the pitcher. Batting sixth is Carson Bonus, the catcher. Batting seventh, Shane Taylor, the shortstop. Batting eighth, Dylan Howell, third baseman. And finishing off the lineup for the Crusaders is KJ Muyang out in center field.
So we'll see what Faith Lutheran can do against the left-hander Cy Nielsen, as we will get set as Dylan Schaefer, the left fielder, is making his way into the box. Head coach Dave Anderson really liking this team that he has at Faith Lutheran, talking to him quickly before the ball game. It's one thing he mentioned, said, hey, I really like this team, and you know, this team's really gelling so far. The first pitch to Schaefer in there for a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1 on Dylan Schaefer.
That's going to be key for Nielsen all night, is to get those first pitch strikes, and he also moves really quickly on the mound, so he's already going.
The 0-1 pitch right on the outside corner, this one missing low, and it evens the count up at 1-1. Cy Nielsen does not come off the mound too often. He's going to stand there, pretty much get the ball, and come home as he's ready to go here with the 1-1 pitch to Schaefer. That one swung out and missed. It's 1-2 on Dylan Schaefer.
That was a beautiful pitch, a nice changeup there by Nielsen. Gets that off speed in there and sets him up for a potential strikeout here with this 1-2 count.
Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way, fouled straight back to the screen, and it's 1-2 here on Dylan Schaefer. Faith Lutheran will have Dylan Schaefer, Parker Sylvester, and Jacob Ortega, 1, 2, and 3 coming up here for the Crusaders. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way, swung out and missed, strike 3, and right there is Cy Nielsen getting his first strikeout of the evening, and there's one away for Parker Sylvester.
Oh, man, you got to think that is what Spanish Fork wants all night from Cy Nielsen. An absolutely beautiful at-bat there against Schaefer. Set him up very nicely there with the changeups.
And the first pitch to Sylvester is going to miss for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Sylvester. Here we go, the 1-0 pitch, and this one's going to be lifted down the line and foul. This one will get over in that batting cage area, and it evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike here on Parker Sylvester. Well, it's not the warmest night in St. George, but game time temps, I believe, as we get set here with the 1-1 pitch, it was in the mid-40s. or so at first pitch. This one fouled straight back. It's 1-2 right here. Supposed to warm up a little bit for tomorrow down here in St. George. Be in the low 60s, and then, boy, Saturday we could be close to 70 here, Andrew. And we get a day game on Saturday.
Oh, that is beautiful weather.
1-2 pitch right on the outside corner for a ball, and evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're here tonight, we're here tomorrow night, and we're here on Saturday. One game tomorrow night, a 7:30 first pitch against Pleasant Grove. The 2-2 pitch is going to be right there, but just a little bit low, ball 3. The count goes full 3-2. Saturday, it's going to be a 2:30 game against Timpanogos, and then a 7:30 game against Palo Verde, another school from Las Vegas. 3-2 pitch to Silvestre. He pops this one up and sends it foul down the right field line. We'll do it again, 3-2.
Yeah, Sylvester doing a good job of staying alive in this particular at bat, working this to a full count. Nielsen is definitely in attack mode, and so he's doing a good job of fouling some of these pitches off.
3-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cy Nielsen. And with 2 gone, it'll bring up the first baseman, Jacob Ortega.
Absolutely beautiful strikeout there by Nielsen. Set him up very nicely there and gets him with the high cheese, which is oh so pretty when you're looking at it, but oh so hard to hit.
Ready to go right here. The first pitch to Ortega is going to be grounded right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. The game's first hit of the night and the first base runner for either team. And Faith Lutheran now has a runner on at first, and that will bring up Sagan Gronauer, the right fielder.
You have a nice disciplined hit there by Ortega, and also doing a good job of noticing that Nielsen works pretty quick and likes that first strike, and so he goes swinging at that first pitch, just sends it straight up the middle, and potentially extends this inning here for the Crusaders.
Cy Nielsen on the mound, ready to go, comes home. This one sent the other way down the left field line. It's going to go foul, and that one did not have as much carry as I misread that one off the bat. It's foul really just down the third baseline. It's 0-1. As it was Tate Newman giving it a look.
Yeah, it really did look like it was going to have more carry. I thought that was going to, about where you see the left fielder currently. I thought it had a little more carry and be a little bit closer to the line.
No balls and a strike. The pitch on its way. This one's going to be bounced back to the pitcher. Nielsen takes a couple of steps, underhand toss to first, and the inning is over. Faith Lutheran gets one on, however, they strand him at the end of one. No score from St. George. The Dons coming up after the break on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Cy Nielsen stands in to lead it off here for Spanish Fork, and the first pitch on its way is a curveball. It's in there for a called strike, 0-1. It'll be Cy Nielsen, Tyson Massey, and Cade Randolph. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Dons against Rice here in the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way, and Nielsen makes contact and sends that one foul back over to the parking lot, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, so far the Spanish Fork hitters having a hard time catching up with Rice's fastball. You can see that they've hit a lot of them the other way and just not quite getting the bat speed to be able to put them in play. So definitely need to kind of speed up their thought process a little bit and maybe even step up a little bit in the box to be able to keep up with that pitch.
No balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch to Nielsen. Fastball misses high, and it's 1-2 here on Cy Nielsen. Well, Nielsen good with the glove and good on the mound, but just as good in the batter's box for the Spanish Fork team.
Absolutely, batted cleanup last year, so he's definitely as big of a power hitter as he is a pitcher.
There he makes contact and fouls it away, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Cy Nielsen. The right-hander, Michael Rice, working here in his second inning, breezed through that top of the first. And the 1-1 pitch on its way home. This one inside and tight, and I thought it was going to clip Nielsen there, but he gets out of the way, and it evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that one looked pretty dangerous there, and I thought that was going to clip his shoulder, but somehow it misses him.
We'll see if Rice goes back to the fastball here, 2-2. On its way, fastball fouled away, and we'll do it again.
Nielsen doing a good job of fighting here. Like, again, as I said, like, they are struggling with keeping up with this fastball, but Nielsen is at least keeping up enough to be able to put the bat on it and be able to live for another pitch.
So we're in the top of the second inning. Ready to go here, the 2-2 pitch, about ready to come home. The wind and the delivery on its way. Fastball swung out and missed, strike 3. Michael Rice has his first strikeout. As happens in these tournaments, sometimes we get kind of tricked by who's the home team and who's the visiting team. And I thought for sure with the way things were looking here that Spanish Fork was going to be the home team. However, they ended up being the visiting team. Here's first baseman Tyson Massey. He grounds this one through the left side for a base hit. And the first hit tonight for Spanish Fork. Massey's aboard with 1 gone, and that brings up second baseman Cade Randolph.
Nice job there by Massey to go after that first pitch. Like, it's not something that you always want to do as a batter. You want to sometimes be a little more conservative, take that first pitch and just kind of ease into the at-bat. But when you know that you've got a pitcher on the mound that loves that first pitch strike, that likes to kind of establish that dominance in the at-bat, it is definitely a good idea to take that aggressive approach sometimes and just go after that first pitch.
Pickoff move, the throw over, and Massey gets back underneath the tag over at first base.
Uncomfortably close there.
Pitch on its way right on the outside corner, and it's 0-1 here on Cade Randolph, the second baseman.
That was a fantastic pitch. Being able to work the outside corner is so key when you're a right-hander going up against a right-handed batter.
They throw over to first again, and they get Massey diving back safely. The outfield here pretty standard all the way around here at Bruce Hurst Field. The pitch, fastball, stays above the belt, evens the count up at 1-1. Got the trees all around the outfield here. The outfield fence. As the 1-1 pitch swung out and missed, and it's 1-2 here on Cade Randolph.
Big swing, big miss there. Might be an opportunity here, though, to think about it would have been a nice opportunity to think about a hit and run situation. Now with 2 strikes, maybe be a little more conservative here with the running game.
Massey inching towards second over at first, and the pitch, fastball, stays high above the belt, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Randolph. And that's the tough part. So much goes into the hit and run, the count, the runner, the hitter. You have to be those have to be well timed. Another pickoff move, and this time the throw goes over towards the runner. Ortega able to keep it in front of him. And that's one thing here. Considerable foul territory down the line. You have to make sure you don't throw the ball down the line. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's right there. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Second strikeout of the inning for Rice. And with 2 down, now bring up Skylar Hodrein, the catcher.
Yeah, Rice looking dominant here through the first part of his start here tonight. Getting 2 strikeouts here in this inning and really mowed right through them in the first as well. He is going pitch for pitch here with Cy Nielsen.
Pitch on its way right there, a curveball right on the outside corner, no balls and a strike. I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed to see Skyridge here at 9:30 at night coming down to the cage and hitting.
Yeah, that takes some dedication, absolute dedication to be out here swinging this late at night and in this weather.
That ball had some good lift on it, out to left field, misreading it with Schaefer at first. He comes in and makes the catch, and the top of the second inning comes to an end. Spanish Fork gets their first hit and base runner, but they strand the base runner at the end of 1.5. No score here from Brucehurst Field, and the Crusaders coming up here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's take a moment here and thank our sponsors for making this broadcast and each and every broadcast possible throughout our high school baseball season.
Yep, we love our sponsors. That is Two Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Driggs Mortgage Team, and McKell, Thompson, and Wise.
So no score. It's going to be Michael Rice, Carson Bonus, and Shane Taylor coming up here for Faith Lutheran. And you have to like what you've seen so far early on from Cy Nielsen.
Oh, absolutely. His pitch mix has been fantastic. Obviously, the electric fastball that he has from the left side. You don't have a lot of lefties that have the fastball that Nielsen has. But really the key for him so far has been his changeup, really. It's his changeup that has been the out pitch for him thus far. He's used that fastball to speed up the bats of the Crusaders and then sneaks in with that changeup to get them swinging a bit early. It's really been impressive. It's a pitch mix that I think will work quite nicely here for Nielsen in this game.
So that'll be something interesting to see. Spanish Fork, of course, plays in a region that is not an easy region to kind of work through. And so having some of these games where you're playing good teams from Las Vegas, Andrew, really helps your schedule as you go throughout your region play.
Absolutely. It looks impressive on the resume, and it really does. It just gives you opportunities to see different types of teams, different types of hitters, different types of pitchers, and it really does get you set up then for region play. You've already had some good, stiff competition. You've had opportunities to kind of get yourself settled into the season so that you can have the best opportunity to really compete in your region. And as you said, Brian, like, it's not an easy region.
It's not as, I don't think it's as difficult as it used to be when you had Maple Mountain and Salem Hills in there at the time. All three of those schools were considered 3 of the best in the classification. Pitcher Michael Rice shows bunt and pulls it back for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here, as Rice got Cy Nielsen to go down on strikes in the top of the inning, and now Cy Nielsen has a chance to maybe return the favor. And the 1-0 pitch misses for a ball, and it's quickly 2-0 on Michael Rice. Outfield straight up for Spanish Fork. And the 2-0 pitch on its way again, right on the corner. That's a nice pitch. Not much Rice could do with that one, and it's 2-1.
That's what we call a pitcher's pitch right there. There is, as you said, Ryan, nothing as a hitter that you can do with that one.
Bunt shown. Rice hits it over, bunts it to first. Massey slips on the infield, and Rice is going to be retired at first base. Massey went to field it and just slipped and quickly got the toss. And boy, from our vantage point up here in the press box, Andrew, I didn't think Massey was going to get him, but apparently maybe got him by just a split second.
Yeah, that was some scary business. I hope that he's okay out there. It's as we said, it's pretty slick conditions out there, but nice job to make the play and get the out.
Carson Bonus, the catcher, stands in, and this one misses low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. For those who didn't make the trip down from Spanish Fork, you had a couple of pockets coming down I-15. The 1-0 pitch to Bonus is low for ball 2, 2-0. that were just filled with heavy rain showers. Andrew, you came down later than some of us did today, but boy, there was a couple of pockets, and even when we got here, we got to the field about 5 o'clock. The 2-0 pitch swung out and missed, and it's 2-1. There was just a giant rain shower and kind of a rainstorm that came in for probably around a half hour or so. Just soaked the field here. The grounds crew doing a great job keeping this field playable as the 2-1 pitch right on the outside corner, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I'm not just saying that because they're sitting 10 feet away. Just so you know, Andrew, I mean, you know, the pitch right on the corner, outside ball 3 balls and 2 strikes.
We're not buttering them up for no reason, folks. They really did. They did an absolutely stellar job. Like, it was an absolute mess, and to be able to have even had these games today is very impressive.
3-2 pitch, down on strikes goes Carson Bonus, the 3rd strikeout for Cy Nielsen, and now bring up shortstop Shane Taylor. So you may see that a couple of times where someone may slip on the infield, because that infield, unfortunately, you can sponge off some of the water, but you can't get it all off. We talked with one of the coaches from Taylorsville tonight, and he said, well, the field, he goes, I'm sure we're going to play. The first pitch to Taylor misses outside for a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. I didn't have such high faith when I started seeing the way the field was as Taylor swings and misses, but it's 1-1. Nonetheless, though, it's great to be playing baseball on a Thursday night down here in St. George. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one's low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike to count on Shane Taylor.
The command this particular inning has not been quite as sharp for Cy. He's really kind of dug himself into a couple of 2-ball counts. He has had to dig his way back, which thankfully he has, but he's having to work a little bit harder than he did in the first.
2-1 pitch right on the outside corner for a called strike, and it evens the count up at 2-2 on Shane Taylor. Nielsen right now taking a look in. He's ready to come home, and the 2-2 pitch. Foul tipped into the glove, strike 3, and Nielsen has strikeout number 4 of the evening, and Faith Lutheran goes down, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 3rd, no score from St. George.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 7.
Tanner Peterson, the left, or sorry, not Tanner Peterson, Dylan Howell, the 3rd baseman. Sorry, I'm going to correct myself again. Tanner Peterson, the left fielder, starts it off with a base hit to left field, and Spanish Fork has a base runner on to start the 3rd inning.
That's right. Don't doubt yourself, Ryan. You knew it was Tanner. So Tanner, frozen rope there. Nice hit. Wish that we had been able to get that for you. But yep, that's a nice leadoff single there for the Dons.
Morley Bennett, the center fielder, stands in. He'll square around a bunt, and he pops it up over in foul territory, and it will hit off the netting for strike 1. And for Morley Bennett there, I'm sure he's just glad that one went foul, and he'll stand back in the box there with just a strike.
Oh yeah, definitely a big sigh of relief there. That is about the worst thing that you can do when you're trying to bunt it, is send it up into the air, and thankfully for him it was far enough foul that they weren't able to get to it.
Top of the third inning, no score between Spanish Fork and Faith Lutheran. This one's bunted straight up. Rice will make the catch. Quickly, Peterson having to hurry back to the bag, and there's one away.
And once again, as you're seeing there, it is slick conditions. That's the third baseman. That is. Oh no, that's Rice. That's Rice. That's hobbling around a little bit. He grabbed the ball and kind of lost his footing there. So.
And that was the one concern that we didn't really see. There was a game before this one, Pleasant Grove taking on Taylorsville, and I didn't really see that start really be much of a problem. Rice being attended to. That's head coach Dave Anderson coming out of the Faith Lutheran dugout here, as the Crusaders are in the third base dugout right here, and they're just taking a look at Rice here. I think they're going to let him probably throw a couple of pitches too here in a moment off the mound, but with the way that Michael Rice has pitched so far for Faith Lutheran, the last thing you would want is to have Rice come out of the ball game with an injury.
Oh, absolutely. He has been phenomenal for them. Again, these are both great pitchers, and obviously Cy Nielsen has had himself a ball game as well. 2 innings, 4 strikeouts, and only 1 hit, but Rice has been right there with him pitch for pitch, as he's now gone through 2 in the third and has 2 strikeouts of his own, and has also only allowed a hit. And so that would be a big dent for the Crusaders if Rice does have to come out. But it looks like he's getting on the mound. He'll throw a couple pitches here and we'll see how he feels.
So head coach Casey Gubb Nelson also coming out, I think, to make sure he was okay. The umpires had a conversation as well, and they're still having a conversation. I'm not sure what that conversation is necessarily about, whether they're gonna talk about the field conditions or just kind of giving him some time. Who knows? But Rice, the right-hander, will throw a couple pitches, and he looks like he'll be fine here, as it will be the top of the Spanish Fork lineup coming up with Tay Newman. Newman 0 for 1. Hit a ball deep down the right field line that Gronauer was able to run down.
Yeah, impressive range there by Gronauer to track that particular ball down. We'll see what the top of the order can do here with a runner on. Obviously would love to be able to score the first run of the game here in this top half of the third.
Ready to go from the stretch. The right-hander Rice will come home, and this one on the inside corner with a call for a called strike 0-1. Didn't see anything really out of the ordinary there from Michael Rice, so he appears like he's going to be okay, at least so far. We'll see Spanish Fork. I kind of wonder if the Dons may not test him coming off the mound fielding again. We'll see as the game goes on. The 0-1 pitch inside and tight for a ball, and the count evens up at 1-1 on Tay Newman.
Oh, absolutely. As you were saying there, Ryan, like it'd be interesting to have one of your hitters maybe potentially lay down a bunt, test Rice, and see how he's feeling. But obviously with Newman here, someone that really can rip it, so might as well let him swing away.
Tanner Peterson back on the pickoff move over to first. Right here. 1 out, the top of the third inning. No score between Spanish Fork and Faith Lutheran. Pitch on its way. Newman makes contact right to Ortega, who will touch first for the out. That will move Tanner Peterson down to second. Spanish Fork has a base runner now in scoring position for Noah Conway.
Yeah, first runner in scoring position in the entire game for both teams. It's been an old-fashioned pitcher's duel, and I haven't minded it. It's been beautiful pitching on both sides, and so it's been a fun one to watch so far, but definitely an opportunity here to get the first run of the game.
Noah Conway stands in the box. Rice checks the runner. Peterson at second with a healthy lead. And there's the curveball in there for a called strike 0-1. That's one thing that we see a lot now, Andrew talked about at higher levels of baseball, is the pace of play. You don't see that talk too much at the high school level because a lot of pitchers are working pretty quick. The 0-1 pitch, Conway lines this one to left, coming in and diving, and coming up with the catch is Schaefer. No, he did not come up with it, and scoring on the play is Tanner Peterson. It's 1-0 Spanish Fork.
Man, that was a difficult play out there for Schaefer. He lays out for it, but unfortunately for him, it pops out of his glove, and that is going to be the first run of the game. Peterson coming in on that one. A great Great lead off for the game there by Noah Conway.
A nice RBI single right there. And that will be a Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance great RBI from Noah Conway. Gives Spanish Fork a 1-0 lead. And here's Andrew Pintar. Pintar grounded to short. There he'll ground over to third. Up with it is Howell. He'll throw high over to first, but Ortega has it. And the inning is over. Spanish Fork, however, gets the first run of the ball game here in the third, and they have a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third inning here on Spanish Fork 17. And we want to take a moment here to thank our sponsors for making each and every broadcast possible here on Spanish Fork. We have the Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel, Thompson, and Wise, attorneys at law. Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 2 Jack's Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, MVP Sports, and the Blue Diamond Auto Group. We also want to remind you can catch replays and live broadcasts on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Well, a good-sized crowd coming in here at Brucehurst Field. A lot of people from Spanish Fork making the trip down here. The Dons have been a frequent visitor here to the Red Rock Classic over the last couple of years, and this is the Dons' second straight weekend of coming down to St. George. Last weekend playing over at Snow Canyon High School. So good opportunity to get into some warm weather, you hope. And however, tonight it's a sweatshirt and blankets kind of a night at the ballpark.
Oh, it definitely is. With the rain coming in, it brings in the chill, and you definitely want the blankets, you want the sweaters, you want to bundle up tonight. It's a cool one, but as we said, hopefully the weather for tomorrow and for Saturday for the tournament should be pretty nice. I'm so excited for Saturday's day game. I love baseball during the day. I love the weather. I love being able to come out and play ball in 70-degree weather. That's what, to me, baseball is all about. It's that beautiful spring weather, coming out to the ballpark and just enjoying a good game.
Which now you can say spring baseball. Here, the first, I guess we're in the second full day of spring, as the first pitch is low to Dylan Howell, the third baseman. It will be Howell, Moo Young, and Schaefer coming up. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way, foul back to the backstop, and it evens the count up at 1-1 strike.
Now for Nielsen, the key here is to get what's called that lockdown inning. Once you get a run on your side, it's then your job as the pitcher to keep the other team down and be able to keep that advantage.
The 1-1 pitch missing for ball 2, 2-1. And that's really a big thing right here. You want to make sure right here, we want to let you know right now, it is a 1-0 lead for Spanish Fork. The score graphic does show Faith Lutheran up 1-0. That one swung out and missed, and it evens the count for 2-2. The only reason why it shows that way is we had a little mix-up pregame, and I thought for sure Spanish Fork was going to be the home team, and they ended up being the visiting team. And, I can't win them all is what I'm learning, Andrew. The pitch on its way, right on the outside corner, ball 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Nobody can win them all.
We'll try to see if we have a way of getting that updated for those at home. The 3-2 pitch on its way, that one low, ball 4. And so Dylan Howell fights his way back in the count, and the tying run now on base for Faith Lutheran, and now we'll bring up center fielder KJ Moo Young.
The first walk of the game issued there by Cy Nielsen. Again, as you kind of saw in that second inning, he was kind of a little erratic in the second inning, and so I'm not shocked that that trend ended up continuing here in the third, but hopefully he's able to calm things down.
Moo Young pulls the bunt back, and that one missing for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Moo Young.
He just has a superstar name, KJ Moo Young. Like, how can you not root for a guy with that name?
The 1-0 pitch, bunt shown. He attempted to bunt, but didn't make contact, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, just not able to read that one very well. It's really hard to try to bunt a pitch that's up in the zone, and that just goes to show you that it's a hard task.
Tate Newman charging at third. A bunt pulled back this time. It's outside for a ball. 2-1. the count, and we've seen that Cy Nielsen has maybe lost some of the command that he has. However, he does have 4 strikeouts so far through 2 innings, but hasn't been really a crisp 9-pitch, 10-pitch inning so far for Cy Nielsen. The 2-1 pitch, bunt again, pulled back for ball 3, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, it's surprising how much, like, having the batter show bunt really can kind of get in your brain, and it's kind of, as you can see here, it seems like it's affecting Nielsen here, as he's still kind of wild and a little erratic here. But 3-1 count, just need to groove one in there, and obviously Moo Young is not comfortable quite yet with swinging the bat, so I mean, just get a good fastball in there and let your guys make a play on it.
3 balls and a strike. The left-hander Nielsen ready to go. Looks over to first. Bunt shown. He pulls it back for ball 4. So Cy Nielsen starts the third with back-to-back walks. And now you have to face the top of this Faith Lutheran lineup with runners on at first and second. And we're going to have a visit out to the mound here for a coach for Spanish Fork. The first visit of the ball game. Here, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 lead for Spanish Fork. Faith Lutheran threatening here, as it's great to be with everybody here at Bruce Hurst Field. We're on the campus of Dixie State University. Down here, the Trailblazers, who are off to a great start this year in baseball. They've had some good successes. I forget the name, but they had a kid, Andrew, this season. Dixie State did hit 4 home runs in a game.
Woo!
I mean, talk about a day at the plate.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, basically, hitting a home run is a great day at the plate, but to be able to hit 4 of them is absolutely nuts. Like, that's just, you're seeing that baseball like a beach ball at that point, and it's flying like a golf ball.
Dylan Schaefer will stand in the left fielder. He was a strikeout victim back in his first plate appearance. Runners on at first and second, and Nielsen will look the runners back. The Dylan Schaefer was squaring around a bunt, so that kind of lets you know what head coach Dave Anderson for Faith Lutheran is thinking. Here's the bunt, and it's shown, and it's in there for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, I took a little stab at that pitch again. Nielsen doing a good job of when they are showing bunt. He is trying to get it up in the zone, but yeah, just kind of takes a little stab at it and is unsuccessful there.
No balls and a strike. The pitch on its way again. Pulling it back is Schaefer, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike the count here on Schaefer. Tomorrow night we're back here at Dixie State again. A 7:30 first pitch against the Pleasant Grove Vikings, which should be fun to see. PG, they beat Taylorsville in the previous game before us. That one low and inside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Dylan Schaefer. Darren Henry has that Pleasant Grove program in a good spot as well. So another good test for the Spanish Fork team. The Dons will also see next week, I believe, they'll see American Fork. The 2-1 pitch, bunt laid down the third baseline, and it's a nice one. Nielsen off. He's going to make the long throw and throws it down the right field line. Coming in to score will be Howell. Moo Young is going to get the sign around third. The right fielder lost the baseball. 2 runs are in. Coming around third is Schaefer, and he is going to score as the hands went up. So we'll see here what's going to happen. But right now it looks like it's a 3-0 game. That's going to end up. And I think they're going to move Schaefer back to third base. The right fielder there, Noah Conway, put his hands up saying, I think the ball went out of play before Schaefer was able to score. So Howell comes in to score from second. Moo Young scores all the way from first on what I believe is going to end up being an error. Will be an error against Cy Nielsen there on the throw that went up the line. And it's going to be a costly error because 2 runs will come in to score for Faith Lutheran.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate break there for the Dons. If Nielsen just gives up on that play and doesn't throw it to first, probably looking at a bases loaded situation instead. But instead it is 2 runs there, and now advantage 2-1 to the Crusaders.
And that one just sent foul by Parker Sylvester. I'm actually going to change what I said. Andrew, I don't think that's going to necessarily be an error all the way. I think really that Schaefer probably beats that out.
Absolutely.
So I think it's going to end up being a base hit for Schaefer and then an error. I don't know. We don't have an official score up here, but I think the scoreboard operator, I think, agreed because I see an error up there.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely a throwing error, but to me, that's a hit. I mean, it was a perfectly placed bunt. Nielsen really did not have a shot there to get him out, and so it's obviously a throwing error, but I would credit that as a hit.
That one's popped up on the infield. This should be the first out. Massey, the first baseman, now lost it, and it's going to fall. Coming in now from third and scoring is Schaefer. The throw is late. It's 3-1. Faith Lutheran.
Wow, what a crazy sequence, and unfortunate play there for Massey, as it looks like he just lost sight of the ball there in the lights and wasn't able to track it down. That's one of those where you just feel like it's a sure out, and then all of a sudden you lose sight of the ball, you freak out a little bit, and it falls to the dirt. That one's going to hurt.
And the tough part is a heads-up play there by Schaefer. That's going to go down, it looks like, as an error against Massey. And here comes Jacob Ortega. The pitch on its way on the inside corner for strike one, and it's 0-1, so a quick 3 runs in against the Spanish Fork Dons here in the bottom of the third inning. 3-1 lead for Faith Lutheran. Ortega singled in his first plate appearance. The pitch on its way right on the outside corner, and it's 0-2 on Ortega.
There we go. That's looking more like typical Cy Nielsen, working both sides of the plate, got himself in a nice pitcher's count here, really any pitch at his disposal.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Ortega, and it's swung on and missed, strike 3. So Cy Nielsen has 5 strikeouts. The biggest thing there, if you're Spanish Fork, Andrew, is you find a way to get the first out of the inning.
Absolutely. You got to stop the bleeding, stop the run a little bit. So to be able to get that strikeout, be able to kind of just breathe in, calm things down, get that out is so key. I mean, if you get lucky here and get a good ground ball, you could end this inning.
Sagan Gronauer, the right fielder, stands in and swings and misses through the first pitch. He was trying to pull that ball down the right field line, but couldn't make contact. And it's 0-1 on Gronauer. Like Andrew said right now, a ground ball to second or short exactly would be what Cy Nielsen ordered up here. The 0-1 pitch on its way, swung out and missed, and it's 0-2 here on Gronauer.
Nielsen looks dominant. This is just great. He's getting tons of swings and misses. It just doesn't seem like they know quite what to do right now, these last 2 batters. And so, again, any pitch right here from Nielsen.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. The snap throw to first. And diving back is Sylvester. Strikeout number 6 for Cy Nielsen. And now that'll bring up the pitcher, Michael Rice. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Michael Rice. It's going to be number 23. That's Michael Flynn, who will pinch hit here. And what you just kind of hope is that it will be Flynn to pinch hit, and it's in the spot for Michael Rice.
Yeah, you hope that that's not that Michael Rice is still feeling the effects of that slip that he had in the second inning. So hopefully he's okay, and that this is maybe just he's done his thing for the night. He has pitched 3 innings in this game and really pitched pretty well. Again, 2 strikeouts, only allowed 3 hits, allowed a run. Like, he would be the pitcher on record at this point. So I mean, he's done a fantastic job on the mound, and you just hope that this isn't an injury-related sub out.
I don't see anybody warming up down in the bullpen for Faith Lutheran. But we'll see here as Flynn comes to the plate for the Crusaders. And fastball high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The count here on Flynn. Parker Sylvester running over at first. He reached on an infield pop-up that was lost in the lights that ended up falling on the infield. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way, inside and tight for ball 2. And it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes here on Flynn.
Yeah, the exact opposite of the last 2 at-bats where it was quick 0-2 counts. This time it's a quick 2-0 count. We'll see what Nielsen does here with this 2-0 count. Really just needs to find the strike zone, groove in a fastball, groove in a changeup, whatever it be. Just get a pitch over the plate.
Flynn makes contact but sends it foul, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Flynn. Spanish Fork will have some work to do in the top of the 4th inning. They'll have the middle part, Nielsen, Massey, and Randolph coming up, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, definitely not a bad part of the lineup to get things going.
The 2-1 pitch, inside and low, ball 3. The runner over at first, Sylvester not taking a chance there, trying to go down to second. He stays at first. It's 3-1.
Yeah, that was a good job there by Horain to just make sure to keep it in front of him. Nice fundamental play there by the catcher.
Here's a 3-1 pitch on its way low, ball 4, and Flynn will draw a walk here in the 3rd. The 3rd walk allowed by Cy Nielsen, kind of an uncharacteristical inning for the Dons with 2 errors, 3 walks. I don't think that's going to happen too often, but we'll see what Cy Nielsen can do and work through this inning here as Carson Bonus, the catcher, stands in. The pitch on its way, and Bonus takes this one low for ball 1. Bonus went down on strikes back in his first plate appearance for Faith Lutheran. Runners on at first and second for the Crusaders. And the pitch on its way low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 3-1 lead for Faith Lutheran. All 3 of the Crusader runs coming here in the bottom of the inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch as Nielsen comes home, and the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Just kind of think right now, Spanish Fork just needs to get this inning behind them.
Oh, they absolutely do. They just need Nielsen to figure out a way to get this out right here.
2-1 pitch to Bonus on its way, and that one missing for a ball, 3-1.
Didn't look like that one missed by much. Must have been low.
It's the only thing I can think of, and now the tough part is you got to go 3-1 here to Carson Bonus, the catcher.
Yeah, this is definitely a hitter's count here. He can be a little bit cautious here and actually pick out his pitch.
3-1 there, took a big cut at the fastball and misses, and the count goes full. Now runners can take off. Flynn over at first, and it's Sylvester running at second. You see them both right there on your screen. Nielsen ready to go. And the pitch, and Nielsen will now look the runners back. At least let them know, hey, I understand you're probably going to be taking off, but just so you know, I know you're out there.
I got you. I know what's up.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Nielsen comes in, foul, back to the screen. We'll do it again, 3-2.
Yeah, this is such a key at bat here for the Dons in the sense that they really need Nielsen to get this particular out. We don't want to see this inning continue to be extended. Just get the out here and get your boys up.
Here's the 3-2 pitch right there, but missed. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. The 9th man will come to the plate here in the inning for Faith Lutheran.
Wow, that's another one that, looking up from up here, I didn't look like it missed by much. That is an unfortunate break there for Cy Nielsen. And again, man, the walks in this inning are what kill you. Like, you can kind of live with the errors. Errors are going to happen, like, occasionally, but man, 4 walks in 1 inning, that's really what's going to kill you. And so hopefully Cy's able to kind of calm it down and just throw some strikes here.
And this one gets away from the catcher, and digging for home is Sylvester. He will score. It's 4-1 Faith Lutheran. Everybody else will move up on the wild pitch as Blake Barrett has come in to run. Speed up for the catcher, Carson Bonus. That's a rule in high school baseball for the pitcher and catcher. You can generally run a speed up runner, and that person just comes in to run. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Shane Taylor. Nielsen comes in with the 1-0 pitch right there at the knees for a called strike, and it evens the count up with 1 ball and 1 strike.
It is. That's exactly what Nielsen needs. Just get the ball over the plate. His stuff has been so dominant, like you can honestly tell from all the strikeouts that he has in this game.
That pitch blocked in the dirt, and it's ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here on Taylor. The man on deck, Dylan Howell, started the inning for Faith Lutheran. And he would hit again here if Shane Taylor finds a way to keep the inning alive. The tough part is, if you look at the line score for Faith Lutheran, it's 4 runs on 1 hit. Jacob Ortega, the only Crusader to have a base hit. That goes back to your point, Andrew, about how dominant of stuff Cy Nielsen's had. It's been the errors and the walks that have really hurt him. That one outside ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Shane Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. Like when they have been swinging, they've been missing. Like his stuff has been there. Like the fastball's there, the changeup's there. It's just finding the command.
Ground ball hit to short. Up with it. The throw across from Pintar will end the inning. But the damage is done. Faith Lutheran scores 4 runs in the 3rd. We head to the 4th. Crusaders 4, Dons 1. High school baseball, Spanish 417.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top of the 4th inning here at Bruce Hurst Field down at Dixie State University. It's the Red Rock Classic, the 2019 edition. We have I believe that's a new pitcher on the mound for Faith Lutheran. It is. It's going to be number 11. That is Charles Bonitz. The right-hander will come in here, and for Michael Rice, a good night on the hill for the most part. Rice went 3 innings tonight, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, which will be an earned run. I don't think he had a walk, and he had 2 strikeouts. So a good night for Michael Rice. You just hope that he's okay down there in the Faith Lutheran dugout. And now it will bring up Cy Nielsen, Tyson Massey, and Cade Randall. So one thing you don't want, Andrew, is an injury, much less an injury to a good pitcher right before you start region or conference play.
Oh, that would be a huge injury for the Crusaders to see Rice go down. As we've already discussed, he was very effective in this game in his 3 innings of work, and so you hope that whatever it is, whether it was his ankle, knee, whatever it be, hopefully it's not severe, and hopefully he, for them, will be able to make his next start.
Cy Nielsen takes the first pitch, called strike on the inside corner. 0-1 on Nielsen. Spanish Fork, I believe, going to get some action going down in their bullpen. Here, Nielsen ready to go. No balls and a strike. And the pitch on its way to Nielsen. That one low and outside for a ball. And the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning, 4-1 lead for Faith Lutheran on top of Spanish Fork. The Crusaders coming out of Las Vegas. They play in the 4A classification there. In the 4A Southern classification, I should say. That one low for a ball, and it's 2-1. And they play, I believe it's going to be in the Northwest, or the Northwest League down there. They do some different classifications than we do in the state of Utah. 2 balls and a strike, the count here on Cy Nielsen, and the pitch on its way home. That one low and outside for ball 3. It's 3-1 on Nielsen.
Yeah, good patient approach here by Cy. Again, obviously had a rough inning there on the mound here, but has an opportunity to get on base for his team and be able to help them cut into this lead, and being patient at the plate is a good way to do it.
Pitch inside and missed, ball 4. So Cy Nielsen's aboard for Spanish Fork to start the 4th inning. And that's a good way to get started. And now we'll have someone come in and run speed up for Spanish Fork. Dawson Lee, number 21, will come in and run for Spanish Fork over at first base for the pitcher.
Yeah, good job there by Nielsen to just get on base. Did his job as the leadoff hitter to give the Dons an opportunity here to score in this inning, cut into this lead, and hopefully build some momentum as well.
Tyson Massey, the first baseman, stands in 1-for-1 with a hard hit single to left, his first plate appearance, and he takes a pitch high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strike. So Spanish Fork has definitely been willing to take some pitches here in this inning against Charles Bonus. That one inside and tight and hits Massey up by the shoulder. And so now runners will be on at first and second, nobody out, and this is kind of what you wanted, Andrew, if you're Spanish Fork. After the way the bottom of the 3rd inning went with 4 runs coming across, you wanted to kind of chip into that lead here. You have to remember, in high school baseball, you only play 7 innings. So you start getting into the 4th, that's the equivalent of maybe being in the 6th of a 9-inning game.
Absolutely. It's starting to get to be crunch time at that point. These are our key, crucial at-bats here near the end of the game. And, again, trying to cut into this lead after giving up those 3 runs there in the – oh, sorry, my mistake. The 4 runs, of course. The 4 runs there in the bottom of the 3rd. Being able to have 2 runners on base and get yourself an opportunity here to score some runs. And, again, this is now we're looking at the 7-hitter in the lineup here, and so still productive hitters here for Spanish Fork, and definitely they've definitely put themselves in the right place. Again, not the way that you usually see things happen, a walk and a hit by pitch, but hey, it's your job as leadoff guys to just do whatever you can to get on base, and Nielsen and Massey both did their job.
Cade Randolph stands in, shows bunt, pops the bunt up. It's going to be out in front of the pitcher, who slips, throws down the line as he threw from his knees. 1 run will score. In comes Lee, and the runners will move up the throw into second, and Randolph is there. And now runners on second and third for Spanish Fork. The second time tonight we've seen a pitcher for Faith Lutheran, Andrew, slip when they go to make the throw, and they're kind of a dangerous throw from the pitcher, because usually you don't want to throw from your knees or anything, and right there the chance was taken by Bonus, and there it comes back to hurt Faith Lutheran.
Yep, just throwing errors they just can kill you, because it gets out into the outfield, and that's what creates extra base opportunities for the runners.
First pitch, a ball there to Skylar Horine, and Horine will come back up here with a 1 ball, no strike count. Runners on at second and third. The tying run now for the Dons in scoring position. Bonus ready to go from the stretch, and he pitches this one on its way, and that one's going to be lined deep in the hole. 1 run's going to score, however, they're going to catch Randolph between second and third. The tag will be applied by the second baseman, Sylvester, to retire Randolph. However, Massey comes in to score for Spanish Fork, and Horine there will reach on what will end up being a fielder's choice. I believe it's going to go shortstop to third to second there.
Yeah, that's heads up running there by Randolph, actually, because it was all about giving the opportunity there for Massey to be able to run in and be able to score there. And so, yeah, you sacrifice the out there, but the run is way more important.
Hunter Sorensen will run over at first base, and there is a base hit for Tanner Peterson, his second of the night. And now runners on again at first and second with 1 out in the inning.
Beautiful piece of hitting there by Peterson. And it's actually kind of the opposite of what everyone else has done in this inning. And it's exactly what Peterson did in his first at-bat. He swung right at that first pitch. He saw what he liked and went ahead and just roped it into left field. Beautiful piece of hitting.
Morley Bennett now will come to the plate. Bennett popped a bunt up right back to the pitcher, Rice, back in his last plate appearance. Not bunting there as he takes a first pitch high for ball 1.
Yeah, an interesting position here for the number 9 hitter with runners on first and second. That's not something that usually you get as a 9 hitter, so he has an opportunity here to step up.
1-0 pitch, misses high for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Morley Bennett. Charles Bonus in relief of Michael Rice, who stayed in the game in the top of the inning to finish pitching the 2-0 pitch inside ball 3-0. And then Rice was due up in the bottom of the inning and actually came out of the ball game. And so in high school baseball, there's not really a re-entry rule except if you're running for the speed up runners. That's the only way you can really re-enter the ball game. But once Rice was removed, he was removed from the entire ball game. I'm not sure, there's somebody throwing down in their bullpen. I'm not sure who that is. That one's outside, ball 4, called a late call, strike there. Morley Bennett was heading down to first when the strike call came, and it's 3-1 on Bennett.
Yeah, I think that shocked most people in the stadium. And again, those late strikes can get you, and Morley's still doing a good job here. 3-1 count, still a nice hitter's count for him.
Here's a 3-1. This one high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Spanish Fork here in the top of the 4th inning. So an opportunity for the Dons to try to get back in this one. Bases are loaded, 1 away. Still plenty of time to do some damage, and you have a senior in Tate Newman coming to the plate who's played a lot of varsity baseball, been up in a lot of key situations. And now if you're Faith Lutheran, you have to be very careful in what you pitch here to Tate Newman.
Oh, absolutely. This is a guy with some pop. And so to be able to have this kind of batter in your leadoff spot, someone that can give you an extra base hit here and drive in multiple runs, is an absolute luxury for the Dons. And as you said, Newman, a seasoned veteran for this team, one that the Dons definitely rely on. And this is the kind of situation that they look to him for.
First pitch in there for a called strike to Tate Newman. No balls and a strike. Newman tonight 0 for 2. Hit a long fly ball to right and then grounded out to the first baseman Ortega. The 0-1 pitch on its way, and Newman grounds this one to short. Taylor's up with it, flips to the second baseman Sylvester. A slow turn, not going to get 2. 1 run will come in to score. So Spanish Fork cuts into the lead here, but they do get the second out of the inning. And if you're Faith Lutheran there, you're probably hoping to get 2, but right there, probably happy Andrew to get at least 1.
Yep, you got to get 1. You got to get 1 in that situation. So a good job to just make the play over a second base and give yourself an opportunity to potentially turn 2 there. The throw a little bit behind there, not quite quick enough. But a big break here for the Dons as they still got another guy in scoring position, only 60 feet away from tying this ball game up.
Noah Conway sends it foul, and it's down there. You can kind of see in the background there, there's a hitting area just to the left there of that shot. No balls and a strike here on Noah Conway. The 0-1 pitch stays high for a ball, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning, a 4-3 lead for Faith Lutheran. We're playing baseball late into the night here in Spanish Fork. Well, we're not playing in Spanish Fork. We're playing down here in St. George. But for those watching in Spanish Fork, starting to get late into the night. This one's popped up, and it is going to go foul. And we'll do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Dangerous pop-up there for Conway, thankfully out of the reach of the catcher and the first baseman. As much as I love the day games, which I talked about, there is something about playing baseball under the lights as well, especially late at night. It just kind of is a fun thing for the guys, and obviously a big opportunity here for Conway to tie this ball game up. We'll see what he can do on this 1-2 count.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count, and the pitch on its way. Swung out and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. But Spanish Fork able to fire back right there. The Dons get 2 runs back, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 4-3 lead right now for Faith Lutheran. As we will see here what's going to happen here, at least to start the inning. Cy Nielsen will come back out onto the mound here, and we will take a moment here to thank our sponsors on Spanish Fork 17.
We got 2 Jack's Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Driggs Mortgage Team, and McKell Thompson and Wise, attorneys at law.
So we thank our sponsors for making each and every broadcast possible here throughout our high school sports season and our high school baseball. Just getting ready and just getting started. Here's some great games coming up this year on the schedule, and it'll be fun to kind of see baseball, such a big historical part of baseball here for Spanish Fork, and it'll be fun to see what the 2019 edition of the Dons can do.
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely some key players here from last year's team. You think of Newman, you think of Pintar, you think of Nielsen, of course. And so, you know, the Dons have an opportunity to make some noise, to be able to do some good things in region play, be able to set themselves up for playoffs. And I like their chances to do some good things here this season. I really like the veteran leadership on this team. And I think that they can really succeed. And again, tournaments like this are so key and so crucial to understanding what you have on your roster and being able to see how these guys gel together as a team.
Dylan Howell will stand in and lead it off. He started everything in the third inning and worked well for Faith Lutheran. They pushed across 4 runs, and the pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 here on Howell. Howell, Moo Young, and Schaefer coming up. 8, 9, and 1. Here in the lineup for Faith Lutheran. Nielsen ready to go. The 0-1 pitch right there as well for a called strike, and it's 0-2 on Dylan Howell. This is another situation, Andrew, you really want to see that shutdown inning right here. There's a called strike 3, and the inning starts off with a bang with strike 3.
Beautiful 1, 2, 3 strikeout there by Cy Nielsen. Exactly what you needed here to start off the inning. That was a guy that took a full count walk in his last at bat, and so to just come right after him with 3 strikes is exactly what they needed to do.
And the first pitch there to KJ Moo Young misses for a ball, 1-0. I just had to relook at my scorebook there in between hitters. The 1-0 pitch on its way. It's in there for a call strike. I had said Spanish Fork was trailing 4-3. It's tied. The Dons pushed 3 runs across there in that 4th inning to tie the ball game.
Oh, they absolutely did.
The 1-1 pitch on its way. That one sent foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Moo Young. So we're tied up at 4 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nielsen kicks and comes home with the pitch, and that fastball goes to the backstop, and be 2 balls and 2 strikes.
An interesting thing that Moo Young just did, he actually faked a quick bunt there right before that pitch. Obviously, with 2 strikes, of bunting is not the best strategic thing to do, but it still puts it in Nielsen's brain.
Trying to go the other way, and that one just goes foul, and we'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. See Brad Cloward, the right-hander, warming up down in the bullpen for Spanish Fork. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fouled away.
Yeah, Moo Young battling here, 2 straight foul balls. And again, this is a guy that took a walk in his first at bat and really was just making Nielsen pitch to him. And now this time Cy is dealing. So we'll see what he's able to do here on this 2-2 count.
The 2-2 pitch, this one bounced foul as Tate Newman cuts it off in foul territory. And quite the battle here between Cy Nielsen and KJ Moo Young, the 9th place hitter for Faith Lutheran. The 9th place hitter isn't always, you might think of it being your weakest hitter. The pitch swung on and missed. Moo Young will take off for first. They'll throw down to complete the strikeout. However, oftentimes that person hitting in the 9th spot is typically another leadoff hitter.
Oh, absolutely, because oftentimes they basically are leadoff hitters when they start off innings. And so it's a guy that usually is maybe not necessarily a big power hitter, but somebody that is generally pretty good at getting on base and has some speed to them.
First pitch misses to Dylan Schaefer for ball 1, 1-0. Schaefer has what I ruled a single, and then advances on the throwing error in his last at bat. This one he grounds softly over to second. Coming over the second baseman, Randolph throws him out at first, and the 4th comes to an end. So just what Spanish Fork needed, a quick 3 up, 3 down 4th. We head to the 5th. We're tied at 4 between Spanish Fork and Faith Lutheran.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 5th inning here at Bruce Hurst Field at Dixie State University. The 2019 Red Rock Classic, Spanish Fork and Faith Lutheran. And we got ourselves a good one. We thought we might have a pitcher's duel, Andrew, but now the offense starting to maybe get warm, and we'll see what they can do as we're going to start going through the lineup for the 3rd time.
Oh, yeah. It's the first couple of innings, it really did. It looked like an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Nielsen and, Rice going at it there for the first couple of innings, and then just it's been a lot of sloppy play. Like, there has been some decent hitting as well, but a lot of it has been errors. It's been the field conditions, you can tell, are really playing a factor in this game, and not only has it been errors, but it's been walks that really have been the cause of these runs so far.
A new pitcher in for Faith Lutheran. It'll be number 9, Aiden Martin, who will come in to throw. And he throws ball 1 to Andrew Pintar. Pintar, Cy Nielsen, and Tyson Massey coming up. The 1-0 pitch misses outside, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes on Andrew Pintar. Pintar, 2 ground outs so far on the night for Spanish Fork. Both going to the left side of the infield, and the 2-0 pitch misses outside, ball 3, and it's quickly 3-0 on Andrew Pintar.
Pintar doing a nice job of being patient. That's something that is a pretty good strategy with a new pitcher coming in. They potentially got some nerves going on, different things. They really haven't gotten into the rhythm of the game yet, and so just being patient, let them and make them throw strikes to you.
3-0 pitch misses, ball 4, and Pintar draws a walk to start the 5th. Well, Charles Bonus only ends up going tonight for Faith Lutheran. He goes 1 inning, ends up allowing I have him down for 2 hits. A couple of those runs may end up going unearned for him. We'll finish the line for Charles Bonus here in a little bit, but Aiden Martin now in the ball game, and here's Cy Nielsen. Nielsen struck out and walked on the evening, and there he grounds one over to 3rd. Howell up with it, throws across the diamond to get Nielsen, 1 away. And Pintar moves up to 2nd. So Spanish Fork has the lead run now in scoring position for Tyson Massey, who's been aboard both of his at-bats, including a base hit and being hit by a pitch.
Yeah, Massey, a key part of this Don's lineup, batting 5th for them. And so this is a situation that he's going to have to be used to. Batting here in the 5th hole, getting guys in scoring position. This is why you're in the middle of the lineup, is to bring these guys in.
Massey took a big cut there and came up empty. No balls and a strike on the Spanish Fork first baseman. No balls and a strike to count. Right here from the stretch. Martin checks the runner, comes home. That one's foul tipped into the glove for strike 2, and it's 0-2 on Tyson Massey.
Yeah, dug himself into a hole here, but still an opportunity here, because Pintar is one of the faster runners on this team. He may be batting 3rd, but he's got speed. That's why he plays shortstop, and so any kind of decent hit here out into the outfield should score him.
Massey checks his swing. They'll apply the tag. Did he go? Yes, he did, says our base umpire on appeal. So Aiden Martin has his first strikeout of the night, and with 2 away, that brings up Cade Randolph, the 2nd baseman. Randolph has struck out and singled on the night.
Randolph has an opportunity here to put his team up front. Just needs to be patient here.
That one blocked in the dirt, however. Bonus kept it in front of him, but not close enough. Andrew Pintar able to move up 90 feet.
Again, like I said, that speed of Pintar. And he had a good read there. As soon as it went in the dirt, he was up and going. And so nice job there by Pintar to advance over to third base.
Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, big cut there by Randolph. At this point, it's hard because you really want to, come through for your team and you want to make that big swing, that big cut. But oftentimes you just need to kind of keep within yourself and just pitch that you like and send it somewhere.
The 1-1 pitch misses low and outside, ball 2. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to count on Cade Randolph.
Nice job to lay off that one. It's those outside pitches can be tricky. You just don't quite know if it got enough plate coverage or not. And so nice job to hold off.
Right there, we see another take by Randolph. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, it seems like Martin is really trying to work that outside corner, and the ump is just not giving it to him, which is good for Randolph. He's worked himself into a nice count here, hoping for something right down the middle of the plate that he can work with.
Should see something good here. That one sent foul down the right field line, and the count will go full 3-2 on Randolph.
Got a pitch that he liked, put a decent swing on it, was just a bit behind it there, but still in a good shape. Still in good shape here with this full count.
Ready to go here. The pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. Aiden Martin gets 2 strikeouts in the top of the 5th inning. Spanish Fork leaves a runner over on at third base. And the Dons' threat ends here in the top of the 5th inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2, 3, and 4. Sylvester, Ortega, and Gronauer coming up here for Faith Lutheran. And we'll see who they're going to face. I think they're going to start at least by seeing Cy Nielsen. But we'll have to wait and see here. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17. We got the Blue Diamond Auto Group, MVP Sports, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, 2 Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Wise, Attorneys at Law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We thank them for making our broadcast of high school athletics possible here on Spanish Fork 17, including with this one here. We also want to remind you, we got another game coming for you tomorrow night here at the Red Rock Classic at Bruce Hurst Stadium. It will be the Spanish Fork Dons and the Pleasant Grove Vikings. That one's scheduled to start at 7:30 p.m. right here tomorrow night. Pleasant Grove beating Taylorsville in the game before us. And one thing Darren Henry's put together a great program there. As you see our good friend Travis out working our camera tonight. He's having fun. We were talking before the ball game, and Travis is, keeping things a little loose tonight down in that third base dugout for us. And Travis, of course, hard worker on many of our programs here on Spanish Fork 17. So we really thank Travis for all the work that he's puts in here to making Spanish Fork 17 successful.
Travis has some moves. I very much enjoyed his interpretive dance of pour some sugar on me. It was great.
Parker Sylvester swings at the first pitch, pops it up into center field. Coming in is Morley Bennett, who's going to have to make a diving attempt at the last second, and he's able to hold on for a Mikkel Thompson and Wise, Attorneys at Law. Great defensive play. And there's one gone.
Merciful heavens. I did not think Bennett was going to get to that. Looked like there was some miscommunication. They're trying to figure out who's getting this one. Bennett dives in, is able to make an absolutely spectacular play out there in center field.
Jacob Ortega takes the first pitch called strike, and it's 0-1 on the number 3 hitter for Faith Lutheran. The Crusader is 1 for 2 tonight, a single and a strikeout. Makes contact there and sends it foul, and it's quickly 0-2 here on Ortega. I thought that ball was going to be a little more of a routine play, and I didn't expect that Morley Bennett in center field was going to have to make a diving attempt at it. The 0-2 pitch misses for a ball, 1-2.
Yeah, it was a spectacular play by him just to be able to range to get to that one. I thought it was going to be more routine. Instead, it was a highlight reel play.
The 1-2 pitch misses low and inside for ball 2, and it evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cy Nielsen, I think, felt something maybe get caught in his cleat a little bit, so he'll try to work that out there.
It gives Ortega a breather. He had been mowing right through this at bat up to that point.
Ortega makes contact there and sends it foul, and we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, just like Nielsen really has pitched, like you see the stuff is there in this game. It's just been a couple errors, and then just the command hasn't always been there with the walks that he has. Again, I've got him down for 4 walks in this game, and so it's really been the things that you don't expect from pitchers that's been the coup de grace in terms of the runs that have happened for Nielsen.
Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Ortega. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 3-2 pitch, swung out and missed, strike 3. Cy Nielsen with strikeout number, I believe I have that as 8 on the night. And there's 2 gone, and that will bring up Sagan Gronauer, the right fielder, who's 0 for 2, and I think the night for Cy Nielsen may be coming to an end. Head coach Casey Gubb Nelson heading out to the pitcher's mound here. He doesn't have to make the change on the first visit. He can make a first visit and then come and make a change. Cloward's been warming up down there, and so we'll see here. I would be surprised with how much in a groove Cy Nielsen's been in. I'd be surprised if you would take him out here with 2 outs in an inning. However, we don't know if he's on some kind of pitch count.
Yeah, I mean, that is always a possibility. We are pretty early in the season, and it looks like that is going to be the case.
So Spanish Fork will make a pitching change right here. Cy Nielsen does a great job. It will be Brad Cloward, number 8, who will come in to pitch for the Dons. There will be a couple of changes. Cy Nielsen's going to stay in the ball game, and I believe he's going to go out to right field. I believe that's Noah Conway, who came running into the bench. That was not Noah Conway who came running in. That was Morley Bennett who came running in. So we'll have to sort this out here for you a little bit as to where everybody's going to go in the outfield. I would imagine, and I'm just taking a guess here, that Noah Conway is going to move to center field. And then moving to right field will be Cy Nielsen. But we'll wait here just to kind of see what's going to happen. Cloward will be the new pitcher, and his first hitter will be Gronauer. And boy, Andrew, I don't know if you can really look at the line tonight on Cy Nielsen, but boy, Cy pitched pretty well, minus the 3rd inning when he got in a little bit of trouble.
Again, yeah, you strike that inning from this game, and he's been phenomenal. And really, even in spite of that inning, like, again, the stuff has been there. I mean, to pitch 4 2/3 and have, well, I have 9 strikeouts for him, so a little bit more impressive than 8, but the stuff was electric. He was getting swings and misses all over the place from the Crusaders, and so, you know, you got to chalk it up to a little bit of a command issue, which maybe some of that's got to do with the weather conditions, and obviously the errors were what really were the killers. That was what allowed the runners to advance, and so at the end of the day, it's things that Nielsen usually has pretty in control that ended up being what cost him runs in this one. But again, the fastball was working great, the changeup was working great. Like, he was setting up the Crusaders hitters quite nicely throughout the game, and so you look at the 4 runs and it's like, but you got to look at the positives in this particular outing for Nielsen.
Gronauer pops this one up on the infield, and for Cloward, you're going to go 1 pitch, and you get the out you need. We head to the 6th. We're tied at 4 between Faith Lutheran and Spanish Fork on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Well, it's the Red Rock Classic, the 2019 tournament down here. Spanish Fork and Faith Lutheran here. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Spanish Fork and Faith Lutheran tied at 4. Aiden Martin, who came in the 5th inning, struck out 2 of the 3 outs that he got, will be pitching here. Skylar Holderine, the catcher, will stand in. And the first pitch on its way is fouled back, and it's for a long strike, 0-1. You see a nice contingent of fans there sitting in that home plate area. Right there as the concourse will go down the line with some bleacher seating above the first base dugout. And that one lifted into left center field. Coming in is going to be the left fielder who's going to make a diving attempt on the baseball. And making the catch is going to be Schaefer, and there's one away here in the 6th.
Golly, what a play there by Schaefer. That's one that, for some reason, actually kind of hung up. That's not what has been the case in this game. A lot of them haven't had as much carry. That one did, but nice job there by Schaefer to track that one down, lay out for it, and make a spectacular catch.
A 2-for-2 Tanner Peterson stands in, takes the first pitch away for ball 1, 1-0. Peterson singled in the 3rd and singled in the 4th. Came around to score the lone run for the Dons back in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 pitch on its way, misses low and outside for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Good patient approach here by Peterson, who had been jumping at the first pitch on both of his singles were first pitch singles, and so a different approach here this time.
The 2-0 pitch right on the outside corner for a ball, and it's 3-0 the count. Cy Nielsen ends up going 4 2/3, allowing, I have him down for 2 hits. That could be 1 depending on how it gets officially ruled in the scorebook. In there for a called strike with the fastball. It's 2-1. 4 runs total allowed. I don't think he's going to get all 4 of those earned. I think he's going to be in the range of 2, maybe 3 of those will end up being earned. 4 walks and 9 strikeouts. That one fouled back and evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In line right now, believe, for a no decision tonight against Faith Lutheran.
Yeah, with this ball game being all tied up, unfortunately for him, yeah, he'll have a no decision. But again, so many positives. Just the stuff was there, and again, the 9 strikeouts.
The 2-2 pitch inside, and it hits Peterson, and so Peterson will be aboard here with 1 out.
Nice night for Peterson at the plate. 2 singles and hit by pitch. I mean, he's doing his job. He's getting on base.
And now it will bring up the pitcher spot. It will be Brad Cloward who will hit here for Spanish Fork. Now, remember, they made some changes in the inning, and one of the things they did was they removed Morley Bennett from the game. And so essentially, because they were hitting with the pitcher now, the pitcher stays in the ballgame. Cloward hits a 1-hopper past the 3rd baseman Howell. Moving up to 2nd is Peterson. A nice job, first pitch fastball. And just turning on it there was Cloward, and with 1 out, runners on at 1st and 2nd for the Dons, and you go back to the top of the lineup.
Taking a page out of Peterson's playbook there. Going after that first pitch absolutely sends just a scorcher down the 3rd baseline. Nice piece of hitting there by Cloward, who, I mean, he's just coming into the game, and that was a beautiful piece of hitting. And now, as you said, he was the number 9 hitter, so that turns the lineup over and brings up Tay Newman.
Once again, we'll see Dawson Lee come in to run speed up for the pitcher Cloward. And now Tay Newman, who will come to the plate. Newman 0 for 3, hit into a fielder's choice last time in the 4th. Believe he does get an RBI, however, on the ground out there. Pitch on its way, and Newman hits this one to right field. Gronauer makes the catch, kind of slipping as he makes the relay throw. Tagging and moving up 90 feet, however, is Tanner Peterson. And with 2 outs, runners will sit on the corners.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very well hit ball there by Newman, but tracked down nicely by the right fielder there. At least, as you said, it is a productive out, though. Like, it moves the runner from second to third, gets them a little bit closer to scoring there.
Now you just kind of open up some options. If a ball gets past the catcher or something crazy happens there, that can allow Peterson to score with good speed. Here's Noah Conway, 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the third. Takes the first pitch there that misses for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Noah Conway. The Dons will be fortunate enough where, because of this game being played so late, it's 11:45 down here in St. George. The Dons don't have to play again until 7:30 tomorrow night against Pleasant Grove. So they're fortunate where they have the late game 2 nights in a row. The 1-0 pitch misses high for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Conway. It could be in the Dons, and I've seen this happen in tournaments before, where you play the late game that runs late, you turn around and play the early game the next morning.
Yeah, see, that's just no fun. You're not getting the proper rest that you need.
2-0 pitch outside. I think they're going to call a balk on the pitcher, which that's going to allow Tanner Peterson to score. And that's where moving up that 90 feet there, Andrew, really comes back to hurt Faith Lutheran.
Oh, absolutely. Just to have had that big fly out there by Peterson to be able, by Newman to move Peterson. Oh, it's absolutely huge. And now you still have a runner in scoring position here as well.
So Conway at the plate. There will be no pitch on that last one, so it's a 2-0 count. And Conway takes outside ball 3. The count now 3-0 on Noah Conway. And the biggest thing is Spanish Fork now with a 5-4 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch on its way and swinging there 3-0 and fouling it back was Conway. We'll do it again, 3 balls and a strike. Andrew Pintar on deck right here for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, another key hitter in this Dons lineup.
That one fouled back, and now the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here with two outs in the inning. The backbreaker there for Faith Lutheran is that balk that allows the run to score, especially with 2 outs in the inning.
Oh, it's a heartbreaker for Faith Lutheran. The Crusaders were so close to getting out of the inning. Instead, another run on the board for the Dons.
Fly ball, the center fielder falls and somehow recovers and makes a leaping catch into the air and then slipped again. That's where that outfield is slick. A great play there by Moo Young. I'm going to give him a Mikkel Thompson Wise. Great defensive play there. Not just a slip and then find a way to recover and then make a second big attempt to come up with it. A great play there from KJ Moo Young, robbing Spanish Fork of another run.
Wow, what a crazy play. To have I don't even know how to say it. To be able to have the presence of mind, that is what I'm trying to say. The presence of mind. He slipped, able to get right back up, is able to make the play, slips again. Man, that is a little piece of athleticism there by Moo Young to be able to make that play. I mean, it is absolutely worthy of a Mikkel Thompson and Wise great defensive play. That to have it be also an inning-ending play there is absolutely huge for Faith Lutheran as well.
I thought for sure when he slipped that ball was getting to the fence and that was going to be extra bases. Speaking of extra bases, we thank our sponsors who go extra bases to help us make these broadcasts possible.
I see what you did there, Ryan. Our sponsors are 2 Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Driggs Mortgage Team, and Mikkel Thompson Wise, attorneys at law.
Faith Lutheran has 6 outs to play with, and right now it's a 5-4 lead for Spanish Fork. They put up the 5-4, but they put it up under the wrong team. So it is a 5-4 lead for Spanish Fork. Okay. Right here.
Oop, there it is.
And Brad Cloward now will pitch with the lead right here. So we'll see. I think we may have a pinch hitter to hit for Faith Lutheran. This is the spot that earlier in the ballgame Michael Flynn hit. Earlier, we will have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Dallin Pepper, number 17, to hit. And Pepper sends this first pitch back, foul, and snowballs and a strike. So Pepper hitting for in the pitcher spot. And sorry, that is Jimmy Fuller. Dallin Pepper is a player, wears 17 just for the other team for Spanish Fork. The 0-1 pitch right there for a ball, and it evens the count up 1-1 on Jimmy Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller getting his first crack at game action here today. And also nice one pitch, one out so far for Cloward. So nice opportunity for him to be able to be the pitcher on record here for the night. Potentially has an opportunity to get the win here.
2 balls and a strike, the count on Fuller. Ready to go from the stretch. The right-hander comes in. Now it's swung out and missed. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count on Fuller.
Yeah, big cut there by Fuller. Wanted to send that one out into the St. George sky, but unfortunately for him, missed.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one low, ball 3. And the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Fuller. The last thing you want to do if you're Cloward here is to walk the leadoff man.
Absolutely, and walks have been, as I said, that was the big thing for Nielsen as well. So just get the ball over the plate.
That one lifted into center field. Coming in a couple of steps to make the catch, I believe, is Cy Nielsen. And he makes the catch, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, so Nielsen out there playing in center field after his pitching, his starting as the pitcher today. And that means that Noah Conway is still out there in right field.
So with 1 away, that will bring up the first pitch, which is in there for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. It will be Carson Bonus now, the catcher. Bonus has struck out and has walked on the evening. The 1-0 pitch on its way in there at the knees for a called strike, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cloward working from the stretch. Comes home. That was going to be a line drive base hit into left field for Carson Bonus. And the tying run aboard here for Faith Lutheran here in the 6th. And that will bring up shortstop Shane Taylor, who is 0 for 2. However, Taylor has had a couple of nice at-bats, especially his last one worked the count before his ground out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's done a good job of being patient at the plate, making pitchers throw strikes to him. And so expect another productive at-bat here from Taylor. And, I mean, Bonus also has been very productive in his at-bats. He struck out in the 2nd, but worked it to a full count. In his last at-bat in the 3rd, it had been a walk on a full count. Now he's got a single there.
Pitch on its way, misses high for ball 1. Coming back in to run over at first base is Blake Barrett, running speed up for Carson Bonus. 1 ball and no strikes, the count now on Shane Taylor. So good speed on the base paths over at first base. Cloward's pitch, that one misses low and outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Shane Taylor. We haven't really seen the Crusaders really try to run very much on the base paths. They haven't really been tested. Skylar Horine tonight behind the plate.
Yeah, it's interesting because I would have thought with the conditions as they are that this makes for a good matchup there in the run game. You think it would give them a bit of an advantage.
2-0 pitch, missing low, ball 3. The count goes to 3-0 on Shane Taylor. We'll have a quick visit here on the mound. This one coming from Andrew Pintar, the shortstop. The tying run for Faith Lutheran over at first base in Barrett. The leading run is at the plate, and Shane Taylor, the 3-0 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 3-1 now on Taylor.
Yeah, Cloward really needed to just get a strike in this count. Obviously, getting down in a 3-0 hole, it's just, you know what, just get something over the plate and hope that the batter's taking, which usually that they do, but 3-1 count does open things up a little bit more.
Runner took off there, but that one misses low and outside for ball 4. So taking first base is Shane Taylor on the base on balls. And now Dylan Howell will come to the plate with runners on at first and second and 1 out in the inning. So some might say here, Andrew, to maybe sacrifice bunt, move the runner over. However, you have your 9th place hitter in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategy they go with here. The sacrifice bunt is definitely something that is on the table, though.
Pitch low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes here, as Cloward having a difficult time with command here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Spanish Fork holding on right now to a 5-4 lead. The tying run, however, in scoring position, out at second base. Cloward inside and tight, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes on Dylan Howell. Shane Taylor, you see him running at first base right now. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Cloward. This one's hit down the right field line, giving it a good look, Noah Conway, but they're onto the netting by covering the batting cages, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Howell.
Yeah, Howell just not quite able to catch up to that particular pitch. Definitely well hit, as you saw, but didn't quite have the bat speed to catch up with that particular pitch. But this is a big opportunity here for the number 8 hitter.
The 2-1 missing low, ball 3, and Brad Cloward in danger here of potentially loading the bases with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Has to come over with a good pitch here. A 3-1 pitch on its way. A ground ball back up the middle for a base hit. Barrett's going to get the stop sign as Cy Nielsen throws a strike high. However, it gets over the catcher's head, and coming in to score is Barrett from third base. And we're tied up. The runners on the base paths both move up 90 feet. Now the leading run for Faith Lutheran sitting 90 feet from home.
You think that you had it all locked up there. They held him up at third base, respecting the obvious arm of Cy Nielsen, but unfortunately he sends that one just a bit beyond the clutches of his catcher there, heads to the backstop, and he's not quite sure where it is, and so just the miscommunication there is what ends up tying the ball game up.
Well, a pinch hitter here. It's going to be Michael Carroll hitting for KJ Moo Young. You hope that Moo Young is okay after that play in the bottom of the inning, or the top of the inning, where he prevented the run from scoring. 1 ball and no strikes here on Michael Carroll. His first plate appearance of the night. Tied up at 5 here in the bottom of the 6th. The tying run 90 feet from home. Carroll lines a base hit into right field. Taylor will score. Howell right behind him, rounding third. The throw, 1 hop's not in time. Going for second is Carroll. The throw is not in time. The ball came out of Pintar's glove, and Carroll's in at second, and it's a 7-5 lead for Faith Lutheran.
Man, and just like that, they were able to not only take the lead, but add a little bit of insurance there with that 2 RBI single there by Carroll. Nice piece of hitting again. It's always hard as a pinch hitter to just come in cold, and he did his job. Comes right in, gets a good swing on it, is able to find that hole in between the first baseman and second baseman, and gives his team the lead here at a very crucial time here in the 6th inning.
It was a heads-up play and a great throw from the Spanish Fork catcher to second base. Just popped out of Andrew Pintar's glove, and the first pitch to Dylan Schaefer misses low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. So now the game kind of changes if you're Spanish Fork, because in the top of the 7th, you're going to need 2 runs to tie. Good news is you have the middle part of your lineup coming up. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way. That one's pulled to third and misplayed at third base by Newman. A tough hop, and scoring on the play is Carroll, and it's an 8-5 lead for Faith Lutheran. That's a ball that just ate up Tay Newman right there. Not an easy play with a late hop right there for Tay Newman.
Oh, certainly, and you know that the conditions of the field definitely play into that particular play. Newman seemed like he was in a good position, kind of backhanded it. You'd like to see him be a little more in front of that ball, but certainly was in a place where he could have made that play. But yeah, the conditions he just could not quite get a handle on that one.
Parker Sylvester swings through the first pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Sylvester. Dylan Schaefer running over at first base for the Crusaders. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way. That's going to be a line drive into right center field. That's going to roll. Over to cut it off is Conway, going from second to third, trying to stretch it into a double, and being thrown out at second base is Parker Sylvester for the second out of the inning. However, Dylan Schaefer moves down to third base. So Sylvester will get a base hit there, and then he's thrown out trying to get to second.
Hey, just trying to stretch out a good old-fashioned single, trying to get a double out of it. Trying to make a play for his team, be able to have two runners in scoring position, really blow this game open, but ends up getting caught on that one.
Jacob Ortega, the first baseman, takes fastball away for ball one. Ortega with 2 strikeouts to go along with a first inning base hit for Faith Lutheran. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way. That one blocked in the dirt for ball 2. And 2 balls and no strikes here on Ortega. Dons will have some work to do in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch on its way. That one low for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. The Dons, as it sits right now, would need 3 runs to tie and 4 to take the lead. 3 balls and no strikes to count. The pitch to Ortega. That one's fouled back as Ortega had the green light to swing. And it's now 3-1. Still a great hitter's count for Jacob Ortega.
Yeah, not shocked there by the green light. Just seeing if you could find a pitch that you like, drive it hard. Ortega, obviously number 3 hitter with some power.
That one's going to miss ball 4, and Ortega draws a walk. And now the 9th man to come to the plate here in the 6th inning will be Sagan Gronauer. This is the second time tonight that Faith Lutheran has sent all 9 men to the plate in an inning. The other time they did it was that 4-run bottom of the 4th inning, or bottom of the 3rd inning, that gave the Crusaders at the time a 4-1 lead. Now they've scored 4 runs here in the 6th to take an 8-5 lead. First pitch on its way, over for a called strike to Gronauer, and it's 0-1. Gronauer 0 for 3, a pop out, a strikeout, and a ground out.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for the Dons because you take away these 2 big innings, and otherwise it has been a sensational game for them.
The 0-1 missing low for a ball, 1-1. And that's kind of the tough part with baseball. And you see it more kind of at the major league level where you play 162 games. There's going to be those games where you play well, but you just don't come up with the win, or something just doesn't go right, or you make an error. The 1-1 pitch misses low for a ball. It's 2-1. The great thing with baseball, though, is you wake up tomorrow morning, it's a whole new day, and you have a chance to kind of put whatever happened, good or bad, behind you going forward.
Oh, absolutely. And that is, as you said, the beauty of baseball. It's just, hey, one game happens, you move on to the next one.
2-1 pitch. Gronauer hits this one into the gap. It's going to fall. 1 run is in. The second run's going to get waved around third. This is Ortega trying to score from first. A throw over and above the head of the catcher. And Faith Lutheran has opened this one up here in the 6th. 2 more runs across for Gronauer. And it's extended out now to a 10-5 lead for the Crusaders.
Yeah, now the Crusaders offense, they are all seeing the ball really well here in the 6th inning. They're just getting absolute blasts out into the outfield, and they're getting gappers. And so it's stark contrast between what you saw earlier in the game against Cy Nielsen, where it was just swings and misses. Now they're really making good, solid contact.
Jimmy Fuller grounds this one to second. Up with it is Randolph, who throws him out, and the inning is over. However, Spanish Fork now has some work to do. The Dons need 5 to tie, 6 to take the lead. Pintar, Nielsen, and Massey coming up after the break on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbors State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Well, back here at Dixie State University, and Spanish Fork coming up here with a big opportunity. They need some runs here. We got another game coming up for you tomorrow night, a 7:30 p.m. first pitch. It will be Spanish Fork against Pleasant Grove, which will be a fun one there in that 6A versus 4A matchup right now. We got a new pitcher on the mound for Faith Lutheran. It will be Sagan Gronauer coming in from right field to pitch. Going out to right field will be Blake Barrett. So Barrett in right now, Gronauer on the mound, and Spanish Fork needing some offense. And they got the part of the lineup up that you would want. You got Pintar, Nielsen, and Massey, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. And Andrew, how do you approach hitting here if you're one of the Spanish Fork Dons?
One pitch at a time, Ryan. It's about working any advantage that you can. With Pintar, Nielsen, and Massey, it's about if you see a first pitch that you like, swing at it. Get yourself an opportunity to get on base. If it's a ball, just take it. Like, good, patient, calm approach. Don't get outside of yourself. Don't try to be swinging for the fences here. You got to score 5 runs. 1 run on 1 swing, not as important. It's about stringing together hits, stringing together walks, stringing together even hit by pitch. Like, it's just do whatever you can to get on base.
Right now, the biggest thing you need is some continual base runners. The first pitch misses high to Pintar, 1 ball and no strikes. Spanish Fork, 5 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors. Pitch on its way. Pintar grounds it over to third. Up with it is Howell. He'll throw across the diamond in time, and there's 1 gone. Faith Lutheran, on the other hand, has 10 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors, and really when you take a look at it, it's been those walks and errors that really have come back to hurt Spanish Fork tonight.
Yeah, talk about a crazy stat line. You don't ever see 10 runs on 4 hits. It's just absolutely crazy. And so to have it be walks and errors that do you in, it kind of hurts a little bit, because those are things that tend to kind of be a little more in your control in some ways. And so it's kind of disheartening, and the fact that it's really also, as we've talked about, it's just these 2 big innings that Faith Lutheran has had that really has been the nail in the coffin here thus far for the Dons.
A 4-run 3rd inning and a 6-run 6th inning. Leading the offensive charge tonight for the Crusaders. 2 balls and no strikes, the count here on Cy Nielsen. Nielsen has walked, struck out, and grounded out. Takes the 2-0 pitch outside for ball 3, and it's 3-0 on Nielsen.
We have a good patient approach here by Nielsen, which is what he did in the 4th as well, being able to draw a walk. So 3-0, hitters count. I mean, obviously, if you get a pitch that you like, if it's green lighted, go ahead and go for it. But generally, go ahead and take it.
3-0 pitch, misses low, ball 4, and Cy Nielsen is on here in the 7th inning. For Spanish Fork, looking to try to start the rally, and here's Tyson Massey. Massey has singled, been hit by a pitch, and struck out. This is when you just want to see if you can just find a way to get on base if you're Tyson Massey.
Absolutely. Nielsen doing his job there, getting on base. Massey has gotten on twice today. Obviously struck out in his last at bat, but again, if he's able to just, again, be patient here, look for a pitch that you want. Otherwise, don't swing at it.
First pitch in there at the knees, right on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. We thank all those people staying up late tonight for some baseball late in the PM. The 0-1 pitch on its way, swung out and missed, strike 2. We're approaching 11:15. I don't really remember how many broadcasts. I think I've had one other one here on Spanish Fork 17 that has gone this late before. Usually I'm off the air.
Yeah.
Before 11:15. The 0-2 pitch, swung out and missed. It's going to skip away from the catcher. They'll have to throw down to first. The ball slips out of Bonus's hand, and Massey is not going to reach because they're going to say first base was occupied, and that's 2 outs. However, Nielsen able to move up. So Massey down on strikes, and Spanish Fork will send up Cade Randolph, and they are down to their final, and I think we may have a pinch hit. No, it's Randolph. Okay. Saw the umpire writing something down in his lineup card. The pitch, fastball in the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Randolph. Dons down to their final out right here. 2 strikeouts for Randolph to go along with a base hit on the evening for the Dons. Right on the corner again with a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, an absolutely beautiful pitch there. Able to just frame that one up just nicely. Outside part of the plate, really not much Randolph is going to be able to do with that. Now it's an 0-2 hole.
The 0-2 pitch to Randolph, high with the fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Sagan Gronauer came in from right field to pitch here in the 7th inning for Faith Lutheran.
And I've been pretty impressed. He's had some good stuff here.
The 1-2 pitch, and Randolph pops this one up, but that's going to get out of play into about the, 10th row of bleachers down the right field line. We'll do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A full day of baseball action down here in St. George tomorrow. I think they have an early, 9 a.m. start. Right back to the pitcher, Gronauer, who holds on. The ball game is over. It is Faith Lutheran getting past Spanish Fork by a 10-5 final right here. We will take a break here on Spanish Fork 17. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up, get some final thoughts. We'll have our MVP Sports, MVP of the game, and get you ready for tomorrow night's action here on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Well, back here in St. George, Utah, a 10-5 victory tonight for Faith Lutheran over Spanish Fork. As we come back to wrap this one up, and there's nights when you're at the ballpark, Andrew, where some things just go your way, and some days you kind of beat yourselves. And if you're Spanish Fork tonight, those errors and those walks came back to hurt you.
It absolutely is. I mean, you look at the box score here, and really, it's just those 2 innings. It's the 2 innings. It's the 3rd and the 6th where you're just like, geez, what happened here? And you can drop right back to, as you said, Ryan, it's the errors, it's the throwing errors, it's the walks, it's the lack of control there by Nielsen and Cloward in key crucial situations that kind of cost Spanish Fork the game here. But you got to look at the other innings, though, and just see that they put across tons of zeros in this one. And if they're able to replicate that and be able to find some control and be able to limit those errors, man, they're going to keep themselves in ball games.
It wasn't really the fact that they had a ton of errors tonight, but the errors that they had just came in inopportune times, with Nielsen throwing the ball down the line with 2 men on base, that all 3 came around to score. it was, just a couple of those that ended up really just kind of hurting Spanish Fork tonight. But we did have some bright spots in the ballgame. One of our big bright spots goes to the guy who hits in the 8th spot for Spanish Fork tonight, and Tanner Peterson, our MVP Sports MVP of the game. He came through in a big clutch time when Spanish Fork was trying to find some offense early on, gets a leadoff single, comes around to score later on, gets another base hit, scores again later after being hit by a pitch. Did a little bit of everything tonight for the Dons.
Yeah, Peterson was crucial for them. And, I mean, it's not production that you necessarily expect from someone hitting out of the 8 spot. So a great job there by Tanner. He did his job. He got on base. He was getting base hits. He put the Dons in a situation whenever he was involved in the inning to really be able to score some runs and be able to cut into the lead. Unfortunately for the Dons tonight, not able to get that whole production from the rest of the lineup, but certainly Tanner was a bright spot for the Dons offense.
You take a look at tomorrow, and Spanish Fork will play again tomorrow night. We'll be back here at Dixie State University for a 7:30 p.m. contest against the Pleasant Grove Vikings. And Andrew, anytime you're playing up one classification, it can be a tough contest. Baseball maybe kind of evens out a little bit, but when you're playing 6A versus 4A in the Spanish Fork Pleasant Grove matchup, boy, this is going to be a big test for Spanish Fork.
Oh, it's a big difference. And again, I think that's a big part of these early matchups in the season. It's an opportunity to play up a little bit, to play some competition that you're not going to necessarily get throughout the season, and it really gets you ready for region play. You've played some teams that have some talent, like this Faith Lutheran team tonight. They definitely had some great talent on their team. To be able to have those opportunities to play these types of teams, to be able to play up to competition, it's going to be good for the Dons in the long run, and it hopefully will definitely play up for them once they get into region play.
It'll be good to see. Tonight, unfortunately, Spanish Fork doesn't get it done against Faith Lutheran. They drop this one to the Crusaders by a final of 10-5. We'll have more baseball coming up for you tomorrow, but for tonight, we will end our coverage from Dixie State University. For my partner, Andrew LaRose, and our entire Spanish Fork Community Network team, I'm Ryan Pickens saying so long for tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow for more baseball on Spanish Fork 17.